And we are live. What's up, fight fans? Of course, you know this is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. I'm going to let people load on the chat. Got to talk to you guys today. Come one, come all. We got one on the chat. One turns into seven. Seven turns into 11. What's up, Patrick Carey? Counterpunch to you, brother. You know, I just finished my workout. Just finished lunch. Had me a nice tuna sandwich. No, sorry, tuna salad. You know, Brennan Smith, I hope not. You know, um, I think Tyson Fury. I think he. I don't think he should retire, but it's just certain things. I'm connecting the dots. I'm really connecting the dots with the things that he's doing. You know, so we're gonna explain. We get more people on the chat. You know, we got 22 on the chat. Where you guys at? Hit me up. Give me a comment. Hit the like button. You know, tell me where you guys at in this crazy world we're in. It is cold as shit out here right now. Creases 33. Jay Peacock. Kurt, I really enjoy your channel and your points of view, but come on, Tyson Fury has years ahead of him in many big fights. And do you forget the fight is in February, signed and sealed? Jay Peacock, you understand, this is November, right? November, December, January, then February, right? I mean, who says he doesn't have to retire? Yeah, he signed the contract. I'm not saying that he won't fight Wilder, but then that's not the question. The question is he planning to retire soon? February's right around the corner. You see what I'm saying? Jay, it's right around the corner. Like, look at all the things that he's doing. The WWE event, okay? We had that. He's supposed to make 15 million. Of course, the two fights, the two boxing matches he's already had, which one was a tough one where his eye got split open in a couple places. And then he shut out Tom Schwartz, right? He shut out Tom Schwartz, so that's two. He signed the Wilder deal, that's three, okay? The contract with Wilder. But then, yeah, now he is doing like some UFC shit. So it's rumored that he wants to climb his ass in the octagon, and everyone's informing him like, no, that's not the best thing. You know, like Dana White and people like that. Like, no, that's not the way to go. So I wouldn't go that route. You know, coming from Boston, Patrick Carey. That's what's up, Boston. You know, I used to live in Attleboro, Patrick. So that was about 10 years ago. Graham Turner, good day to you, brother. Counterpunch to you. Maybe in 2 or 3 years' time. Mr. Landlord, WWE they need him. Mr. Landlord laying down the law. Brandy, smash the like button. Yeah, let's smash the like button. It's 35 on the chat. Hit the like button. Won't kill you. Won't hurt. AJ versus Fury at Wembley next summer, I hope, for Undisputed. Hurt. AJ versus Fury at Wembley next summer, I hope, for Undisputed. See, that's the problem, Mr. Landlord. What Tyson Fury's talking about, for one, he's turning his back on he's saying he doesn't want to fight in the UK because he's saying the UK turned their back on him. So therefore, he doesn't want to fight in the UK anymore. And if he's not doing that, that tells you that that particular potential Wembley fight won't happen. Yeah, he's looking for a big final payday against Wilder. He won't go UFC. Stephen Hook, he shouldn't go UFC. But I've seen him. You know, he's all over the fucking place. You know, but then the WWE thing, yeah, it's smart business-wise, but then yet, what's the urgency for money all of a sudden? You just signed an 80 million pound contract this year. So what's the significance of doing that WWE shit? Not saying you don't get exposure. I know they're trying to build his profile, but then what's the reason for that really? You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm out, like I'm outside looking in and I'm looking at Tyson Fury and I'm putting together all the things that he's doing, Okay, it seems to me like he's trying to get the fuck out of Dodge. You know, well, doesn't he have five? Yeah, but I mean, that's the third fight. He can fight two more. He can fight two more Swartz and get the fuck out by then. But that'll still be just next year. Look how many times he's already fought twice this year. He did that WWE event on Halloween. He's fighting Fury in February. He can fight again in March or April. Then he can fight again later in the year. Boom. That's done. And then after that, that 5-fight deal, that's already fulfilled. He's fulfilled the contract. So what's stopping him from retiring? That's my question for you guys. Mark Peterson, much love to you too, brother. Thank you for the support. Big John Fury said yesterday that he won't do MMA until after his contract is up and he has fulfilled it. He might do that. He might try the MMA because if he's successful in boxing, Tyson Fury's one of those guys. I think for his mental illness, he needs certain goals. But this is what we're talking about. We're talking about boxing. Okay, so yeah, he may just say, get those two fights out of the way. Fuck fighting Joshua. Fuck fighting anyone else of importance. The Whites, the Usyks, any of those. He might just overlook all those, take two easy fights just to fulfill that contract and say fuck it. You know, and you know, because he's getting good money, and the money that he's getting, I'm not mad at him. It's just it seems like to me that it's like a money grab for a particular reason. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm getting at. And that's what it seems like to me. He has said that he will only have two, maybe three boxing fights, and that will be it. Cheryl Davison, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I'm thinking he's already mentioned that. You think, here's my thing about Tyson Fury. You know he'll say things and then the next day he'll say something else. But what is he doing now? It's all about his actions. So you got to pay attention to Tyson Fury's actions, not necessarily his words. But he's already said that. But his actions are coinciding with his words now. So it's like, shit, maybe he is about to retire. You know, he could have done the WWE event a long time ago. Why is he doing it now? Money grab. Scants Rants, UK's adopted son, Kurt DeVille. You know, I'm actually going to the UK next year because I got a long show and it probably won't end till maybe March or April. So after that, I'm definitely going. He turned his back on UK, Kurt, in my opinion. Well, he probably did, and I don't. But see, my thing is about Tyson Fury. If he doesn't like fame, so if he doesn't like fame, what the fuck is he mad at the UK for? Because the only thing that I can speculate is the fact that maybe he's mad because maybe Anthony Joshua was getting more attention. But Anthony Joshua is Anthony Joshua, you know? And if he doesn't care about that, if he doesn't care about fame or big cities or any of this shit, why is he worried about what the fans think? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Blue Sky, what's up, brother? Everything's good, man. Shit, had a good tuna salad, had an ahi tuna salad with balsamic vinegar dressing. It was great. Mr. Rude, at least not in February. No, he's not. He signed the contract, so I don't think that he's gonna just bail. That contract wasn't really 80 million. Bob Arum debunked that personally. Scants Rants, how much was it then? I agree. Fury is done with the scar tissue. He's done. John Fury isn't happy with his son's various activities. Said after his last fight he'd throw the lot of his management out. Yeah, I remember he said that. He went raw. He went ham on a lot of Tyson Fury's decisions. So, Fury taking darts up next. Shit, he's doing all types of shit, man. According to NSAC, Fury got 1 million versus Wilder, and he's not getting 80 million. Damn, if he's getting 80 million, I can see why he's trying to get that 15 from WWE. I'll be trying to hustle some shit up too, you know? I just wonder where all those damn figures came from then. Deontay Wilder's devastating right had taken something out of the Gypsy King. Feroz Khan. Yeah, but then I don't I don't I don't know. Tyson Fury, to me, his last fight, he looked like he looks like a person that been in the gym too long, you know? And you can do that. There's a such thing as overtraining, and I think he overtrained. Honestly. He would get eaten alive in UFC. Yeah, they would take his legs, they would get him on the ground and beat the piss out of him until the ref saves him. That's it. You know. I think about when I think of a boxer going into UFC, I always think about the movie Undisputed 2 with Michael Jai White, Scott Adkins. When Scott Adkins really you got to know who Scott Adkins was as Boyka, and it just showed you the ground game, and what a fighter that can use elbows, kicks, grappling ability can do to just a boxer, you know? Maybe consider BKFC. It's a gypsy sport. Maybe he should. I think that's something, if you're talking about bare knuckles, right? Yeah, bare knuckle fighting, right? Yeah, he said he used to do that, so he might do that for fun. I think his next fight is Povetkin. That would be an interesting fight. I think he beats Povetkin though. I think because Povetkin showed what his resistance. He showed what he had left against Huey Fury. Huey Fury, but I'm not sure. John Cable. I've heard Fury is doing another WWE, joining Braun Strowman as a tag team partner or something next. Is that right? Have you seen anything on it, John Cable? I have not. But I wouldn't be surprised if they supposed to be paying him that much money. Why wouldn't he do that? I would do that shit too. Especially if it's not true that he got his contract or the amount of money that they said he got, he didn't have. So I would be doing that shit too, definitely. John Slack, what's up, brother? Candy Crush. Fury will be a commentator in about 2 years. He don't want to box. Well, I could see that. I could see Tyson Fury doing that because he talks more shit than Jesse Jackson and George Bush combined. So, yeah, I could definitely see him commentating a boxing match. Somebody, giving him a check from check to check. But I don't know. I think Tyson Fury, though, I think he's bigger than that because he's a guy that always has to be somewhere. I think that Tyson Fury, I think he loves the attention. I think he envies the attention from others. Um, Hold on a second, guys. All right, guys. Um, his jaw's still hurting from the Wilder right hand. Kurt, you need to do a boxing gig. I don't know. Depends on what kind of boxing gig, you know? Like I hit the bag, the heavy bag. I Kurt, who's your favorite heavyweight? My favorite heavyweight? You know what? I'm really a fan of Joe Louis. Joe Louis, with I think he was 23 title defenses. You know, he done a lot for the sport. He did things that see, if there was no Joe Louis, there would be no Ali. Because Ali couldn't, without Joe Louis, Ali couldn't tell the United States government to fuck off. You know? Joe Louis was a guy that went to the that went and got drafted. And he did a lot uh for equality in the military. Because when Joe Louis went to the military, yeah, they didn't have him doing much. He was doing exhibitions and stuff like that, but they noticed, and he noticed, that you had all the white guys in the front and all the black guys either were way in the back or they weren't even invited to the exhibitions. And he was like, look, you're going to have everybody out there because we're all soldiers. If you can't bring everybody out there, I'm not doing any fucking exhibitions. You know what I'm saying? So that's not going to happen here. So he brought everybody together and and allowed people to, view his exhibitions accordingly. Now, they ended up fucking him. The government did, because they were taxing him as though he was a prize fighter, but he was getting a salary for the military and not fighting at all. So it was some bullshit behind it. But, you know, it's one of those things, it was a process, and then that was a very long time before Ali, So the UK is very liberal, and that's why it is based on UK media. What you saying, devil? I got my boy AJ to win by round 10. Who you got? Luke Hofton. I already did a breakdown on that shit. I did it this morning. I want you to check it out and then get back with me, because I've already broke that down, and it took about 20 minutes. So if you got 20 minutes of time, check it out and tell me what you think. Lex Gaming, White T, Kurt Ruiz versus Joshua, who wins? Just told you guys, man, I did a breakdown. That's a long breakdown. It's a lot of different avenues on how that fight should go. I want you guys to check it out. And why I picked who I picked. That's the main thing. James Tony. While in fight, he was overtrained and peaked way before the fight, I think. Jay Peacock, he was overtrained, definitely. I'm with you on that. He was very much overtrained. He was that kind of guy that was in the gym too long. AD, what's up, brother? From London, counterpunch to you. I think Tyson Fury's afraid of Deontay. Don't want that kind of pain. Well, he's been in there with Deontay Wilder. Do you think he's hesitate to fight him again? That's the question you ask yourself. Tyson Fury is very clever, constantly playing the mental health card to distract from his positive coke and stir. That would be some shit if it was all that was a fucking cop out. Because remember when he's supposed to fight Klitschko, he didn't want to fight because, he had all this coke and shit. He was coked out of his mind. Now I want to give you some guys an example though. Before we shit all on Tyson Fury, Mike Tyson himself said a lot of times that he was on coke. He was on fucking coke. A lot of those fights, a lot of those tests that he pissed, he basically used a device where he had clean pee and he pissed out of this like little balloon thing, and a lot of times these guys, he was fucking coked up. So, now that's Mike Tyson, mind you. So before we shit on Tyson Fury, for doing drugs and shit, there's a lot of people that was on serious substance abuse that are icons and legends of the sport today. We can name them. We can go down the list, okay? Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. had a bad coke problem, alcohol abuse, coke abuse. He did it all. That's why his wife had problems, His wife had problems with him. That's why they had those marital problems, because Julio Cesar Chavez used to get lit people, So I would love to see Fury versus Usyk, pure boxing skills. Me too. I think Usyk would have problem with the size. Maybe, maybe not. Usyk he's a dangerous fucking guy. People don't understand that movement, that awkward movement, the boxing skills. You know, the one thing that I do question: how would Usyk take a heavyweight punch from a heavyweight? That's my only question mark about Usyk. His chin. You know what I'm saying? His resistance to punches from a heavyweight. I do question that. I really do question that. AJ better suited to UFC with those tree legs. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know, Mr. Landlord, because I noticed in that fight, AJ was so fucking buffed and like jacked to the point he was walking like he was like plodding and shit, like almost kind of like a George Foreman. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not. It's almost like he was trying to throw his legs to walk. I'm like, dude, that's too much. That's too fucking much weight. If you look at that AJ Ruiz fight, it's like Joshua was just too fucking big. His legs were too big for his body. You could tell that's not natural. He isn't supposed to move like that. It took energy to move those big tree trunk ass legs. But I imagine if he kicked you with the right type of kick, he could fuck you off. Now that's given if he could properly throw it, you know. Because I'm a martial artist, man, and I started in Taekwondo, then kickboxing, then Taekempo. Well, you have to know how to properly kick. But then if you have solid ass legs, you could fuck somebody off. But who's to say those were just natural? He just did a lot of powerlifting and a lot of squats. You know what I mean? He said he'd give Chisora another shot. Why would he give Chisora? That's unnecessary. Why would you give Chisora another shot? Give Usyk a shot. Now, if Chisora beats Usyk, I could see that. But if Chisora is a guy you've already beat, why would you fight him again? Why didn't you give fucking Vladimir Klitschko another shot? Paime. Glad I could join 8:30 p.m. in the UK. Nice one for doing the stream at this time for your UK people. Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I do, because it's only it's 2:37 here. So yeah, you guys are exactly 6 hours ahead. So 2:38. So yeah, because I just ate lunch and I had a kind of a late lunch. So definitely. ABS number one. What's up, brother? I think he's afraid of Deontay. Speaking on that, Lee Gibson, only boxer I could see doing okay in the UFC would be Chisora. That guy is mental. Well, that's if they don't get him on the ground. You know, look, jiu-jitsu and grappling, wrestling, it's all about muscle memory and what you're accustomed to. You know what I'm saying? So you take a boxer and you snatch his ass off his feet, put him on the ground. Now he has to breathe different. He has to pace himself different. He might start fucking trying to do too much, use his power where it's not suited. He doesn't know about that shit. He doesn't know about breathing on his back. You know what I'm saying? That's a different fucking ballpark when you're dealing with um, when you're dealing with grappling and motherfucker trying to put you in an arm bar, trying to submit you. Somebody got you in a half mount. You know what I mean? You might start, trying to, and then your adrenaline's up, but guess what? You're breathing wrong. So you're gonna tire out. You know, you might get your shit broken. Miller fought Nick Guivas. Looks slim. Fight was November 3rd. You think he should fight White? You know what? I didn't see that. How was that fight, Kenny? his heart ain't in boxing. Only come back because of the shine Wilder and AJ was getting that he never, perhaps if he defends his title as he would. Ooh, K Sid Sitterman stuff. K Sitterman stuff. His heart ain't in boxing. Only come back because of the shine Wilder and AJ was getting that he never, perhaps if he defended his title as he would. Wow. Look, you know something though? There is some truth to that. Let me counterpunch because do you remember Tyson Fury said the only reason he came back into the sport is because Deontay Wilder said that he couldn't? Remember that? He said, oh, Tyson Fury, he'll never come back to the sport now, right? And he said because of that, that's what gave him the motivation because Deontay Wilder said that he couldn't. But what was happening at that time? What was happening at that time, people, were the negotiations for the super fight between Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua for undisputed. Anthony Joshua had the rest of the belts. Deontay Wilder had the WBC belt, right? So around that time, Deontay Wilder made that statement that lit a spark up Tyson Fury's ass, and this is where we are today. So, he might have wanted to steal some of that shine, but Tyson Fury can't blame anybody but himself. I mean, let's just be real. I mean, he won and beat Klitschko, but like he fucking fell off. I can understand if he defended it a couple times, then we'll know, like, yeah, he's the reigning and defending. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do any of that. Back at it again, brother. You good? I think they should put Tyson Fury in the definition section of the world. I am contradiction. I'm glad he getting out of here. Keep it 100. I'm not glad to see him out because I would like to see every fighter make, and you never know where you're at until you get beat. I want to see every fighter. That's why I'm very interested to see what Anthony Joshua does because he's been beaten. Okay? So I want to see what all these fighters, I would want all these fighters to be beaten once to see what they do, how they can come back. That proves the true heart of a fighter. Anybody can fucking lose, or should I say anybody can win. And that's how you're used to winning. Yeah, all of us are accustomed to winning like we only know life. But it takes, when things don't go as planned, what happens when you do get your ass beat? What happens then? How do you deal with that? Do you crumble? That's why I really want Fury to lose. Why? Because I want to see what he is. And now if he has a mental problem to that magnitude, I want to see how mentally he can deal with that since he already has mental problems. I'm not saying I want him to go hang himself. What I'm saying is I want to know how strong he is in adversity like that. What he can do. That shows who they really are. Deontay Wilder, same shit. The same thing. I want these guys to taste defeat, and then because everyone, it's a shit. Losing is like eating a shit sandwich. Everybody has to take a bite. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Lee Gibson, the Ruiz impersonations are top class. Ruiz has that sweet ass lackadaisical used to smoke pot voice. He does, man. He's that guy's like Ruiz hanging out with his homies. I like hanging with my homies. Everyone's cool, even though I have cousins that I never seen. I'm just so thankful that they're around me now as opposed to before I got money. But then it's kind of a pain in the ass because they're always here. But again, I'm thankful because I could be working outside with my dad. I don't want to do that shit. Yeah. Oh, man. Metal Box J. The Zone, or they're shutting down T Street. I heard about that shit, man. I don't know what it is. That's why I don't fuck with honestly, I don't fuck with the like media side. I'm not a techie guy anyway. But I don't with all that stuff. Because see, at any given time, you're using people's content, and then and it's an argument. If your word against them, nothing's stopping them from filing that shit on. They can say, I could see something that I have that I use as my videos, and I could see that in someone else's video that they're using my video, and I could file a complaint on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't nobody I'm not getting fucked with like that. I don't need any problems like that from nobody. Lee Rowe is back in the building again. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. So yeah, I hate that. But T Street, I mean, he's good and he loves what he does. I just think that, it's a way you go about doing shit. You know, it's a way you go about doing shit, definitely. Wilder versus Fury 2 should be in the UK. Well, I mean, obviously not to Tyson Fury because he says the UK fans don't treat him right no more. So fuck it. You know, maybe he shouldn't. You know, I think Ruiz will win. He look. He look. All he has to do is follow the same thing he did before. If he can execute that same game plan. Henry Brown, thank you for the super chat, brother. What's up with Dillian White B sample? Henry, I don't know. You know what we need to do? We need to ask UCAD because they are the ones that came up with the adverse finding. So they are the ones responsible for the fucking B sample. So it's really up to them and Dillian White's lawyers. So it must be something about Dillian White's lawyers that has their ass spooked or hesitant to come out with this B sample. That's it, right? Kurt versus Fury, who wins? Candy Crush, it depends on how we're fighting. See, somebody big like Tyson Fury, I wouldn't want to box Tyson. Fury's too damn tall. If we're fighting in the octagon or something like that, I may have a chance. But if it's just boxing, I don't know. Unless I could catch his ass and knock him out. You know what I mean? But no, I would rather that be in somewhere like UFC, because I could do more with him, and then I would take his ass to the ground. That's how you would beat Tyson Fury. Take that big tall motherfucker down, put him to the ground, put him ass in the arm bar, and break some shit. He either taps out or he's gonna get his shit broke. But boxing him, no, I wouldn't fuck with him like that. I ain't fucking with Tyson Fury. I don't care how pillow punching they say he is. I think if Tyson Fury sits down on his punches, he can hurt you because he's a big boy. He can lose a lot of pounds because he's tall. He's a big lurch motherfucker, but he's quick and awkward. That's what makes him so dangerous, right? Exactly, Kurt. Fury ducked Klitschko rematch. Yeah, he ducked that shit. He didn't want none of that. He knew, hey, I done it the first time. Fuck it, I ain't going back in there again. Now, people can argue that he might be doing that with Wilder, but if that's the case, he wouldn't have signed the contract. He didn't sign no contract to fight Klitschko again, did he? No. He said, fuck that. I'm done. I'm high. I'm not fit. I'm not fit to fight. Fuck you. I'm not going back in there with fucking, no, Dr. Sledgehammer. Bruce Fury was supposed to be Wilder's stepping stone into the limelight, but Fury turned and used Wilder to push Brand into the limelight, $100 million contract, WWE money. Troy Graham, that was it. Now that was a big hype. That was a setup. I'm with you. Team Wilder, if they thought that fight was going to go anywhere like it anticipated, they would have picked someone else. As a matter of fact, I'll go as far as this. The rematch we're having between Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz, if they thought that Tyson Fury was that difficult, they wouldn't even pick Tyson Fury. They would have went with Ortiz again. They would have went with Ortiz for a rematch, right? Right his wrongs. They would have wrote his wrongs last year. So you'd have had two back-to-back fights with Luis Ortiz and Deontay Wilder last year. You wouldn't have had a Tyson Fury. Period. But of course, they didn't know that. They anticipated an easy fight. They anticipated a fight that Wilder, all he had to do was land the right hand when Fury started to slow down because his ass been out of the ring. He's been on the couch doing God knows what for a very long time, and he wouldn't be in condition to go 12 rounds. But he tricked all their ass. That's the significance. He pulled a Houdini on them. That's what he did. Now he is reaping the benefits of it. He's a role model, an ambassador for like mental health. Because that shit's real though. It really is. A lot of people suffer from that shit. That you wouldn't really know. But it happens. And I mean, you get down sometimes. Some people get down and kind of stay down. They get they don't have that mental strength. They need help. And you need ways to cope with that type of shit. Living life as a mother. Silk House Productions, love your show. Much love, my brother. Thank you, man. Appreciate your support. Arthur Beterbiev will retire undefeated. Yeah, he has a hell of a record. I think he's 15-0 and 15 knockouts. With the changes both fighters are applying, I feel like the first Joshua is irrelevant. Totally different fight coming. Well, yeah, it will be a different fight. Some aspects of it will be totally different. I don't think it will be as serious because it was a raw, untapped fight between two guys that didn't know shit about each other. You see what I'm saying? Like, Joshua didn't know shit about Ruiz. Maybe Ruiz knew more about Joshua, but he knows more about him now. They know more about each other now. So I think that fight, and don't get me wrong, Ruiz, despite who I picked to win that fight, because I want you guys to check out the prediction and the fight study, but Ruiz is not a fucking idiot, people. He's not stupid. And if you notice the first fight, he knew how to get his ass back at times. He knew how to pivot back away from Joshua's punches when Joshua did catch him. Now, that wasn't because a lot of people just think, Ruiz walked through Joshua punches. No, he knew how to be cautious. He did make the adjustments, and he stayed away from that left hook. The right hand, he got caught with the right hand at times when Ruiz stayed too far away in front of Joshua, trying to get up under Joshua's jab, and he got tagged with the right hand. But when Joshua came with the hook, Ruiz was cautious of that, and he will be cautious of that again. So this is not one of them, I'm Andy Ruiz, I can take his punch, and I'll walk through his punches, and I will win the fight. No, he's going to be cautious of Josh's punches too, because he knows he was a place that he's never been. Joshua took a loss. Andy Ruiz, took a fucking knockdown. Okay? So both of these guys learned a lot about each other that day. Alan Hinton, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Ali fought a Westerner in Japan. Yeah, he did. I remember that. He did. I don't think any of these fighters are afraid of each other. The promoters is a different story. I don't know. I think a lot of these guys know certain fighters. I think real recognizes real. I think what happens is these guys know who's good and who's not. They know what they're capable of. I don't think these boxers are just dumbass people that put gloves on and just, I ain't afraid of nobody. No, they are cautious. They are aware of people's styles and what they can do. People are not stupid. You think Floyd Mayweather sit there and watch Manny Pacquiao beat Keith Thurman and not be impressed? Of course we know Floyd is a narcissist. He's one of those guys. He thinks it's all about him. But he acknowledges Manny Pacquiao's a bad fucking fighter. He's a badass fighter, and otherwise he wouldn't be there. He's probably secretive a fan of Manny Pacquiao. This is the second time after those guys fought that Mayweather showed up at a Manny Pacquiao event. The first one was when he fought Jacob Vargas. Remember that? Floyd was there. Second, when he fought Keith Thurman, Floyd was there. Front row and center. Okay? So that's something that you need to ask yourself. These fighters know what the capabilities of their possible opponents are. So no, you can't say, they're not afraid of each other. They are afraid. They're very cautious. And then when they go into the ring, that's why the money comes up, because they know, if I'm going to fight this hard sledgehammer left hook throwing fucking guy that can knock me out, I want more money, and I want the money for it. Risk versus reward. Because this guy can hit. The point you made this morning, bro, makes no sense. They both had the same time to prepare for one another. Wine another. You act as though Ruiz had more time to prepare for AJ than AJ had for him. Dimitri Cowan, he did. You don't understand something. You're saying that, first of all, Ruiz just got out of a fight. Demirentrenko, right? He just got out of a fight. He did a proper training camp then. He fought, beat Demirentrenko, went right back into it, got the fight with Joshua, right? Now, Joshua was fighting for another fighter. So it wasn't the same type of fight. Fighting Jarrell Miller is not like fighting Ruiz. So I don't know what you mean. He didn't have the right time to train. And if he's supposed to got knocked out 8 days before that fight, what does that tell you? That tells you this motherfucker wasn't fighting. He wasn't training the way he's supposed to train anyway. He was looking at trying to do cheat sheets and shit, looking at Ruiz 3 hours before the fight. Now, I know that's not Ruiz's fault. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying, do you think he took the time to prepare for Ruiz? And Ruiz he had enough time. He knew exactly what he had to do. Joshua was all over the damn place. Respect to you, Kirk. Tyson, this sort of person who is hungry to get to the top, but not one to sustain it at the top, in my opinion. Ideally, if Tyson could unify in the next 3 fights, he'll retire. Yeah, I think he would do it and then just get the hell out of there. Just, relinquish the titles and leave. And it's funny. Deontay Wilder said something, and he made a lot of sense. He said, well, you have to prepare yourself for success. If you just want to get there and not keep that going, you have to keep success consistent. If you don't, you shouldn't be there. And it's funny. I think he was trying to slick cap at Tyson Fury, because that's exactly what Tyson Fury did. Yeah, he did what it took to get there, but he couldn't keep it because he wasn't responsible enough to stay away from drugs and the party life and limit himself, control himself, because that's all about control. What's up, Logic? Loic from France. Glad you had to be live. Big fan. You're the best, bro. DJ Lokes Mix, thank you for your support, man. They're both professional fighters at the end of the day. Stay ready so you won't have to get ready. Absolutely. That's right. Ruiz stayed ready. Ruiz Ruiz was more conditioned. So I don't believe the narrative like, oh, he only had 5 weeks to train. No, he had 5 weeks plus a week and a half off plus another 5 weeks. So 5 weeks plus the week and a half off, the fight with Demirentrenko, then another 5 weeks. So basically he had 10 weeks with a week and a half break. So yeah, he was ready. And then look, and if Team Ruiz wasn't ready, they wouldn't have asked for the fight. Seriously. Because that wouldn't be fair to Ruiz. They were ready because they just got out of a fight. That's why Eddie Hearn picked him. Why do you think Joshua is where he's at in the sport? Because of the risk that they took. They took risks. The risk versus the reward, yeah. He just always won. This time he didn't. People that say Fury wouldn't do well in the UFC are not thinking straight. The heavyweight roster in the UFC is full of strikers, not even kickers. Only Stipe and DC are grapplers and wrestlers. Antonio Matthews. Fury is not lineal. He is former unified and ring champ. There you go, Antonio Matthews. I have no objection to that. Great counterpunch. You figure that all out in the ring. Lee Andre Ward. I don't know what that means. Fury will never lose. He will retire undefeated. Joyce is too slow. He will lose. Yeah, Joe Joyce is a slow guy. He's like Dominic Breazeale. You know what, though? I would love to see Dominic Breazeale versus Joe Joyce. I think that would be a good fight. heavy, big, tall juggernaut, swinging, hard, hitting motherfuckers. You know? Ciao. AJ was a hype job. You know that. I don't know. Gold Olympian. Unified the belts. Fought three current champions. Beat them all. I don't know about a hype job. I can't say that. You know, I mean, I don't know where that is. You got a guy that gets beat. That's just like saying Mike Tyson was a hype job because Buster Douglas beat him. But let me let you guys on a little something about Buster Douglas. A lot of people think Buster Douglas, oh man, yes, he was an underdog because Mike Tyson was knocking everybody out. But guess what? Buster Douglas beat Buster Douglas beat um, McCall. McCall gave Mike Tyson a hell of a sparring session back in the day. You know, back before the drugs. You know, so Buster Douglas just wasn't any pushover. He just wasn't, picked or favored to beat Mike Tyson. Name one champ promoted as bad as Wilder. I can't, because there isn't. Maybe Tyson Fury, but then again, he wasn't because at least his promotional company was Box Nation. At least they believed in him to put him in there with Klitschko. Deontay Wilder's team didn't even want him in there with Klitschko. That's what fucked Deontay's career. Because they should, at a certain point, they should have said, sink or swim, Deontay. We need to put you in there with him because we want to promote you the right way. And you're not getting what we feel that you need because you haven't fought the Klitschkos. We need you to turn the light on in the heavyweight division, and they wouldn't give him that opportunity. And that person that didn't give him that opportunity was Shelly Finkel, hands down. Okay. Vladimir was not a champion when AJ beat him. He was coming off an 18-month layoff and a loss. Jarrell Rock Johnson. But here's the thing. He wasn't a champion. But guess what? He couldn't get the fight with Fury because Fury fucked it up. Not Vladimir. So basically, that was kind of like the reckoning. So AJ stepped in when Tyson Fury was not able. And that's that. And they were fighting for belts. Okay? AJ is still learning, and I can see him will reach far in his division. Watch him flourish. Ricky B, we'll see. We'll see what AJ does. We'll see next month. Kurt L. Spence boxing career is over after drunk driving. Then I hope not. I don't wish nothing bad on Errol Spence like that. I just want him to fight the best. I want all those PBC guys to start saying fuck the side of the street stuff, and he started that. And just fight the fights that the fans want to see. Stop hiding behind your promoters or your advisors or Al Heyman, because Al Heyman, he's not a boxing fan. He's a businessman. Goodfellas Pulp Fiction. What's up, Kurt? What's going on? Man, we're talking about Tyson Fury, really. Tyson Fury, he's showing all the tall tale signs of retiring. All the shit that he's doing all of a sudden. Wilder has a punching technique problem. He does. That's why he always breaks his shit. He needs to know how to punch correctly, properly. Why is there no video of Wilder's brother getting KO'd? Benjamin Franklin, because they snatched that shit off the internet. That's what I'm saying. Al Heyman, all that shit, even the drug test, remember he's supposed to pop dirty after he got knocked out. The knockout itself, nobody has that. And I don't even know if anybody was there that recorded that. They have some sneaky shit going on with Al Heyman. That just shows you that, he's powerful. He can make shit disappear. You know what I'm saying? Fury will retire and he gets laid out by Wilder in a rematch. Don't think he could live with himself losing to Wilder in a devastating fashion. Well, we will see if that happens. Eddie Hearn and Joshua pick Andy. Andy don't pick Joshua. People want to be Money Mayweather without doing it. Hey, Brittany, what's up? Do you think Fury might be having some vision trouble and ain't telling no one? I don't know, Brittany. Why do you say that? He's got the WBC in his pocket. Who does? I guess that's Deontay Wilder. People want to be Money Mayweather without doing what Pretty Boy Floyd had done. Yeah, that's right. People forget that shit. All these dickheads that are fighting today, they think they can just apply this Al Heyman philosophy, but Floyd put in the work. He did that. But, they missed that. They missed that fucking that lesson. Ruiz fight with Dimitrenko was televised sparring. He was more than ready for AJ. That's why he begged Hearn for the fight. Antonio Matthews, you're absolutely right. Look, Ruiz wanted that fight. They were going to go with Michael Hunter or somebody like that. Because remember, Kalnaki turned it down because he didn't have enough time, he claimed, right? They were going to go with Emmanuel Char or Michael Hunter. Those were the front runners at that time because this was after Team Ortiz dropped the ball and they said they didn't want the money and they said that Eddie Hearn lowballed them. Remember that shit? So Ruiz wanted that fight because he knew, dude, I got out of a fight. I'm ready to fight right now. Fuck it, I'll fight for all that damn money. What are you, crazy? And he did that. You can't be mad at the man. But he knew he was ready to fight. If he wasn't ready to fight, he wouldn't have took the fight. He wouldn't have begged for the fight. He wouldn't have made himself available for that fight. Kurt, don't forget Ortiz turned AJ down. Ortiz didn't turn AJ down. Ortiz's management turned it down. And Ortiz was so disattached, him and Herman, his trainer, they didn't even know what the fuck was going on. So one hand wasn't telling the other hand what was going on. So that's suspect right there. That's suspect right there. And then when it got word to Ortiz, it was like, what the fuck? I'll fight this motherfucker for $6-7 million. What the fuck are y'all talking about? See, but then I question Ortiz. I'm like, okay, why is it that you didn't fire your whole promotional company after you found that out? Because that's a deal of a lifetime, and you don't just take that lightly like, dude, you guys suck, fuck you guys. No, you guys are fucking fired because you guys fucked my money up. You fucked my opportunity up. I know I can beat Anthony Joshua, and I'm ready to fight Anthony Joshua. In fact, they told, okay, so that's what they did. You know what I mean? But anyway, guys, I got to get a cut. This chat's been real. I'm going to pick up later on tonight, maybe in a couple hours. Everybody on the chat, I think Tyson Fury's, entering retirement. That's just my opinion on it. That's my counterpunch. Everybody that came on, everybody's been counterpunched, and I'll see you guys as time permits. Peace.